Hey everybody, this is Coach Folkerts, and I am your child's government teacher this year. And I look forward to having each and every one of them in class. I'm happy to be back in school. And we have a very eventful year coming up in politics. And so it's a great time for your child to be in politics with the presidential election just recently passed in 2020. And we're coming up to a midterm election in 2022. And so it's a good time for your child to be in government and to get registered to vote and to learn about what's going on with all of these processes. Of course, we do start the year with the founding fathers and everything. We just finished that unit up. And now we're moving on to political parties and the stigma behind the two of them and some of the reputation for the two parties. And then we're going to talk about social media and the impact that they have on the people and the young people. And then we're going to come back and start studying the three branches of government along the way. It is not going to be a big memorize, a ton of information. It's going to be a lot of common sense and understanding how the government works and looking at different ways in which the government functions and how it affects us in our daily world. We try to talk about some of the national stuff, but we also want to focus on some of the stuff that's going on locally within our communities, within even our homeowners association, all the way up to our national government. We talk about the different levels of federalism and how the children end up going through so many different levels of government on a daily basis and how it affects them. Okay, this is very much a common sense government class. We don't memorize a lot of presidents. We don't memorize the 46 presidents. We just understand how court rulings happen and why legislation happens the way it does and why presidents would rule on legislation. Okay, we do have some book assignments that we do work on. We use our Schoology page a lot on the computer, do some asynchronous assignments. I love the crash course videos that come with this course. I think they're an invaluable resource because a lot of kids don't just learn by listening to me. They look at videos and they understand the different sounds that come, and they're more auditory perhaps. So I use different resources to try and get the information across to the students. And then we do use some tests from time to time, but we do are pretty heavily projects. We do have one project roughly per week, and it's usually something to show some understanding of how a topic is as it relates to whatever we're studying for that month. And then, of course, my favorite, and I think a lot of the kids really enjoy it right now, is the Designated Survivor TV show. We are currently 4 episodes in, and I think the kids would watch it every single day if they could because it is just that good right now. We tie in a lot of government stuff as we go through each video. I do stop the video from time to time and talk about some things, especially, for instance, the first episode where we invoked the 25th Amendment, where we talked about the legislative branch, the executive branch, the judicial branch. All of those things were wrapped up in our first episode. And so the kids are really into it. I keep imploring them not to try and stream all of it all at once. But I know some kids do watch ahead because they love the show and they really get into it. It's one of the few times that I really have all 28 kids looking at the screen at one time and not looking at either their computer screen, working on something, or looking at their phones. So I think it's a great teaching tool because it changes so many different thoughts in their mind about, and things jump around, and personal storylines. It's just a great series. So Designated Survivor is something that we do use as a resource to help some of the learning process as well. But honestly, for your kids' purposes, for this class, we just need paper and pencil every single day and an open mind and the ability to think and rationally and critically think about things and be ready to see both sides of the story, because I can argue both sides of an issue with a child on about any topic, because I want them to be able to understand why things are happening and the purpose behind them, and not just read headlines and fall in love with that and be satisfied with that. We are getting to the point in our world where maybe everything that the media tells us isn't exactly honest, and some of our politicians tell us isn't exactly straightforward. So we've got to be able to determine what's going on with us in the middle class and the common people, because we are the power of the nation, and we have to understand that the power that we wield is in our numbers and our ability to think for ourselves. So that's what I really encourage the kids to do when we talk about a topic. Find 5 or 6 different resources. Don't just come to me with a headline and that's your only source of information. Go and research both sides. If you're a Fox News watcher, go watch CNN, see what they're saying about a topic. Go watch MSNBC, see what they're saying about a topic. Read the New York Times. Find different sources on things and gather as much information as you can before you make any kind of determination that you might be embarrassed about. Okay? Always make sure that you have all of your information before you start talking about a topic. So that is government in a nutshell. We are going to have a lot of fun this semester. I think the kids always enjoy government class with me. It does have some work to it. There are potentially 3 to 4 assignments due every week, but my deadline is Sunday night, 11:59. I give them an entire week to get done with their assignments, and I think the kids enjoy that, having that structure and that set day for when things are due. Every so often, we will have tests in class, but I tell the kids plenty of time ahead of time to prepare them so that they are ready for it. And we'll do take some tests on computer. They can also have the option of taking them paper copy as well. But again, critically thinking, looking at things, analyzing them, and really seeing how they pertain to us in the real world, rather than just what the book or what the headlines on the internet want to tell us. So that's government in a nutshell. Going to have a lot of fun this year, and I appreciate you stopping in and listening to me. Thank you very much.